right. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on. Here we are, back on our little noon vinyasa. When it comes to what to expect from this class, it's usually about 45 minutes. And I just did this on purpose so that people could really kind of fit it in over their noon hour if you're working in the constraints of kind of classic noon hour time. So please know that if you're not doing this live and you're watching it a little later on, you can always, pause and slow down a little bit if you want to stay in some of the postures longer. That's absolutely okay. And it's okay to do that even if you're practicing with me right now. You can take your time, take a longer Shavasana. All that stuff is entirely up to you. Same goes for your postures. As you practice, listen to your body. Listen to what you honestly need, and don't worry so much about, hello, welcome, what you think you should do, because that's going to change from day to day, moment to moment. Every time you get on your mat, your body feels different. Certainly your brain might be in a different spot. Particularly in these last few days, right? It's a little bit hard to concentrate. There's a lot going on. Tomorrow's a big day. So give yourself a little teeny break from all of that today if you can. And just remember that you're on your mat, you're safe and sound. It's okay to let your guard down a little bit. Breathe, focus, cultivate some positive thoughts. Do what you need to do, and don't worry about the rest. Okay, so those are the rules, which really is no rules. As long as you're moving in a way that feels good and you're breathing, then that's good yoga. We're going to start exactly like this today. We're going to start in a gentle seated forward fold. If it's too much for you to start with your legs extended, absolutely. Maybe you want to put the bottoms of your feet together. Maybe you're more comfortable forward folding in a cross-legged Sukhasana. I'm going to let you decide, but just pick some sort of forward folding from a seat and let your head, neck, shoulders relax. Settle in, a couple of big exhales or sighs just to encourage that sentiment or feeling of surrender, of just letting go for a little while. Check out of your busy morning. Don't worry about what's coming up this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, the rest of the week, just for a little while. It's not that we don't have to care about these things. It's just healthy to take a break for the sake of your mind and for the sake of your body as well. We hold so much tension in our physical bodies that we very rarely think about letting go of. And so this is your opportunity to do just that. Just kind of scan through from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Simply notice where you're holding on, what you're holding on to. Think about places like your jaw, your cheekbones, your forehead, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. Just try to release any tension there. If your head is hanging heavy, it might feel good to just rock it out a little bit. Letting the head swing side to side. If you're in a cross-legged position or you're in some kind of position where one ankle is in front of the other, make sure you switch out right about now so that you even out your hips and your spine. If you started with me in this extended fold, then maybe take your feet out a little bit wider if that feels good. And we'll do about 1 more minute right here. Just checking in. Start to change the sound and the feel of your breath so that it becomes slightly more interesting, a little deeper, a little fuller. We're going to focus a little bit today on postures that are good for resilience, right? This time of year, it's great work to do to just keep your body happy and healthy. And a lot of resilience work has to do with tapping into your nervous system a little bit. So we'll do a lot of things today where there's a little burst of intensity and then a relaxation. Little burst of intensity, relaxation. Resilience work is also really good for your brain. And the reason I'd like to do some today is, like we said, we're not going to try to get too mixed up in our minds about anything, but sometimes you just have to prepare yourself for anything to happen, right? And that's all I'm going to say. So it's good to have done some resilience work to know that, you can get through anything, and just make sure that your mind and body are in a spot for that. So come on around if you haven't already. Meet me on all fours and then press back, and let's get into a nice deep child's pose. This is one of my favorite kind of power postures of all time, even though the shape of the pose looks a little bit like something a child would do, and therefore it gets the nickname child's pose. Balasana is the actual Sanskrit name, and bala in Sanskrit means strong or strength, right? So this is where we go to kind of gather up our strength. It's also where we come to rest and show that we're not afraid to take a moment, right? To gather that strength back up, to regroup. So give yourself the gift of just a few deep reset exhales here, meaning that every time you breathe out, just let your brain kind of set itself back to the present, to the right here, the right now. Because when it comes down to it, we cannot change the outcome of the future. We can't change how things have gone in the past, but we can change what we feel in this moment, right here, right now. And the easiest way to change that is to keep deepening your breath. So a few more exhales. A few more deep breaths all the way past your lungs and down into your belly. Any other tension that you feel, you've got the opportunity to keep letting it go. Maybe you want to rock your forehead a couple times. All right. And then from this child's pose, take a little peek forward, and we're just going to slide out, kind of slither right onto your belly, stretch your legs out behind you, keep yourself propped up on your forearms here, and then just shake it all loose. Put a little ripple down the back side of your body by just rocking your hip bones. Let your legs kind of jiggle. Same with your booty and your back. Just, shake it all out, all the way up through the crown of the head. And then we're going to start with a little bit of that intensity and release work right off the bat, coming into a spine strengthening posture. And we'll do a series of poses here meant to help us strengthen up those backside muscles. Good. So slide the elbows back a little bit. Hands are on the mat here. Fingertips are right about the top edge of your mat there. So they are forward of your collarbones by a couple of inches. And then relax your forehead down. Try to let all the tension out of your body completely for a moment. Relax your glutes. Relax your belly. Good. Just feel that solid, grounded nature of letting the weight of your arms, your legs, your chest, your belly just sink into the mat. And then on your next inhale, softly start to peel your chest up. Good. Once you feel your back muscles kick in, stay right there. All right, so elbows are still out in front of the ribs a little bit. It's kind of halfway between Sphinx pose and Cobra. Feet can be together or apart, depending on what you need to happen in order to lift into that lumbar spine. Sometimes if the legs are too close together, there's too much tension in the back. So just find what you need. You'll know it when you get there because your glutes are gonna tense up and everything's gonna start helping out. Everything's gonna start working. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, slowly bring everything back down. Now you're gonna slide your fingertips all the way back, now down by those bottom ribs. Notice that your elbows pop up like little grasshopper arms. Relax the forehead down again. A full cycle of breath in and out. On the inhale, lift just your chest. Lower body stays on the ground, elbows tucked back right along the rib cage. 5, 4, find the intensity. It's okay. You want to feel like you're being challenged here. 3, 2, and 1, and then total release. Now let's take the right ear down. And once your ear hits the ground, stretch your arms back alongside your body. Palms up. Fingers are just resting. Knuckles side down into the mat there, right outside of your hips. Relax completely. Three big breaths. There's 2. And 1. Forehead comes back to center. Good. On your inhale, press the knuckle side of your hands into the ground. Hands are going to stay down on the mat. And you're going to slowly lift your chest, your feet, your shins, whatever can come off the mat. But those hands are still down, and you're pressing the knuckle side in. Zip the legs a little closer together if you can. It's a variation of Shalabhasana, locust pose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax again. Take your left ear down. If you want to swing your big toes together, let your heels flop apart. Go for it. Going from that moment of intensity and work and fire and heat right into relaxation. The more often we do this on our mat, the easier it is for us to do this in life. To get through some intense moments or to just experience something and then try to just disattach, right? Or detach is the word I'm looking for. To let it go, to not be so hung up on any one particular experience. Good. Come back to the middle. And again, chin to center, zip up the legs. Inhale, this time lift. Now everything up. Hands up, feet up. Get your knees off the ground. Heart center's lifting. Good. Reaching back. If you want to interlace your fingers, pull them together. Pull your knuckles towards your tailbone and lift up even more. Another version of locust here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down. Good. Right ear comes to the mat. We got one more round. Straight into that surrender. All right, last one. Take it back to the middle. For this final one, we're going to open everything out. So make sure you've got a little space around you. Make yourself look like a big letter X. Feet can come really wide apart now. Good. Forehead always gets the moment to relax back down. You let all the tension out of the body. Then on the inhale, lift your gaze, lift your upper body, lift your lower body. Everything comes off the mat. Flying high, bring it up. Good. A little bit more, lift a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3. Now if you're really feeling open, 2. Maybe you take one hand back to an ankle, maybe you take 2. And on 1, you give a little kick into bow. And then let it go. Left ear to the mat, relax. 3 big exhales. Soften the shoulders, the spine, body's heavy. 2. And 1. All right. Draw back. Hands find their way up, and let's take it all the way back to that child's pose. Kind of a powerful way to start a practice, a little bit different way to warm up your body. Certainly brought your heart rate up a tad. All right, move up to your hands and knees, and then we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, take it up and back to downward facing dog and pedal through your feet. Spin the heels side to side. You just a couple of little warm-ups in your down dog that you like to do, things that feel good. And then gaze forward and slowly walk your feet up behind your hands, and let's just hang loose upside down. Shaking out any tension. Again, if you feel it, let it go. We'll roll and stack. When you are ready, we'll take it all the way up to rise. I'm going to back up just a little bit here. And then shoulders back and down. All right. So you're at the top of your mat. I'm going to be a little bit further back on mine, and it's just because there's a chandelier right here that I run into all the time. So I'm going to try to avoid that. Come on and join me. On your next inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way up and over. Stretch nice and long. Urdhva Hastasana, full body inhale. Good, exhale, dive down. And we're gonna move pretty much right into our flow. We'll go slowly the first time, and then we'll take it through a couple times after that. Right arm reaches up on your next inhale, holding that forward fold position in your lower body, adding a little twist to the right. Exhale, release. Good, left side, inhale, reach up. One or both knees might be bent a little, might be bent a lot, that's okay. Just do your best. Exhale, fold. Half lift, straight up the middle. Good, take your first sun salutation or your first vinyasa here. Step walk or hop back. High plank on the breath in, lower down, halfway or all the way on the breath out, your choice. Shoulders roll back, cobra is low. This should be familiar by now. Or up dog, pull everything through, and back to downward facing dog, hips up high. Chin to your chest. Looking up and in at your navel in downward facing dog. That is the drishti point or the gaze point for this pose. Let's take 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Gaze forward when you're ready. Step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Listen close, little different. Open up your feet. On your next big breath, work the toes and heels out to the edges of your mat, and then draw your heels in a little bit and drop your hips down. Now, if you're not an open hipped person, I'm usually kind of tight in my hips. Sometimes I have to just rock my way into this or keep my elbows up here on my thighs. And, as time goes on, things loosen up. If you can drop pretty easily into this pose, then let your tailbone sink. Lift up through the crown of your head. And again, it's just one of those postures where some intensity is going to build. We remind ourselves that we can get through anything as long as we breathe and just try to stick it out. 4. These postures not only make you physically strong, but mentally strong, right? This is what the name of the game is today, right? That resilience to just get through it. You can do it. 2, press down through your pinky toes. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, hips up. Turn your toes forward and relax upside down for a moment. All right, feet come back together again. Inhale, you lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse and rise. Bring it up. Sweep it all the way to stand tall. We'll just go right through that 2 more times. Exhale, dive. Right arm reaches up, twist. Exhale, fold. Moving with the breath now, left arm up and release. Halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, step, walk, or hop it back. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Up dog or cobra, lift through. Back to downward facing dog on the breath out. 1 inhale. Good. Now on your exhale, gaze forward. You're going to try to jump your feet up into position, right? Good. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. That's the only pose we're going to slow down because you got to give yourself a minute to get in there. Hips up, toe heel to feet. Lengthen out. And exhale, fold again. Let's do it once more. Take it up to the top, reverse and rise. Inhale. Hands through heart center and fold. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, let that twist go. Do it again, breathe. And fold. Halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha, inhale, Bhujangasana. Adho Mukha, exhale, that's down dog. Full breath out. Gaze forward on the inhale. Once again, try to hop. Feet up, good. Drop that booty down low, hands to your heart. 3, 2, 1. Take the hands down. Turn the toes forward slowly. Walk your feet in a little bit. You can still leave about a fist distance or so between your big toes here. Relax for a moment. And then we're going to drop the hips and reach the hands forward. So this is a variation of Utkatasana. It's a little different because the legs aren't together and the arms aren't up, they're out. This is sometimes just called awkward pose. And you're going to push your booty way back. Yeah, so fire up your legs. Toes should be lighter than your heels. Go ahead and set those toes back down and push through them. Keep breathing. Try to draw your navel up and in so it feels like you're pulling your belly up off your thighs. 3, 2, a little lower. Big moment of intensity, and then a full-blown release. Let it all go. Half lift here. Pick up your left foot, swing it all the way back, and let's just come into a nice deep lunge. We're going to drop all the way down onto that back knee. At the same time, lean into your right thigh. So you imagine when we lie on our back and we bring one knee to our chest and we pull it in really tight and squeeze. Same feeling here. Lower right side of your belly, abdominals, internal organs on the right getting a big detoxifying compression here. You can let your head drop. Pull your chin in slightly to your chest. Keep that stretch coming right up the back of your neck. 3, 2, and 1. Take a look out, press back, flex your toes, take a little dive over your shin for a moment. Half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. This is really just a little release pose, and then you're gonna move right back into your front foot, rise up to a high lunge. Come off the back knee now if you can. If that's impossible today or you're just not up for it, it's okay, just stay on the knee, keep it close to the ground. If you do come off, anchor that left heel strong behind you. Take a big breath with me here. Good, start to lean forward. Reaching, reaching, reaching for me. And again, you're gonna push that lower right side of your belly into your thigh, compressing. Left side of the body's long and extended. 3, 2, set your right hand down and spin your back heel to the ground. Now turn everything to the left. That's a really deep version of side angle pose. If it's too deep, bring your elbow up here on your thigh. No problem there. Keep pulling those low belly muscles in. Turn your chest, turn your shoulders and your hips to the left. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna rise up, press through your feet. Strong legs here. Arms are just gonna switch position and add a little reverse. So now the right arm comes up. Reverse triangle pose. Good. Right side body stretches out. 3, 2, and 1. Go back to your side angle again. As deep in there as it feels good. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. Up and back. Straight legs. Even though your inner thighs are apart, imagine squeezing them together. Make this just the release pose. It's 1 breath. And go back in for 3 more. Side angle. Good. Parshvakonasana. 2. Release is different this time. Take a look down. On 1. Left hand to the ground. Left knee can drop if you like to modify your side plank. You'll swing your right leg back. Or left hand is on the ground. Roll that back foot. Stack everything up. Vashisthasana, side plank, opening to the right. Finding that moment of intensity. Even if you're down on your left knee, float your right leg. Give yourself a little bit of something to fight for in the pose, right? Meaning you have to use your bandhas, you have to use your breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, high plank, either position. Exhale, lower, your choice. Chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Complete breath out. Take a look forward. Again, jump into your squat. Get low. 3, 2. Good. Exhale completely, hips up. Work the toes and heels close, but not all the way together. Leave a little bit of space. Drop your hips, drop your booty, reach your hands forward, get into that low squat. So this is different than Utkatasana. We're not lifted up. We're actually trying to push the belly and the thighs together a little bit. Tailbone back in space, fingertips reaching, reaching, reaching. Now that you know what you're doing, take your gaze down, feel a little tension come out of your neck. 3, 2, 1. Release to a forward fold, hips up. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Right foot steps back. Come on down to that back knee. Start leaning into the lower left side of your belly. That means your weight is shifted forward slightly here. There we go. Relax wherever possible. We just need to keep the engagement where it's necessary, right? Through the bandhas, there's a little bit of action of pulling up and in behind and below the navel. Otherwise, everything else we're going to try to let relax. And then shift your weight back. Little half split. Remember, this is really just kind of the release. We're not going to be here as long as the other poses. Just enough to get a good breath, and then shift your weight forward. Strong legs. We're coming off the right knee this time, or you're keeping it down, but everything is engaged, and it's a much more powerful lunge as you rise. Right heel anchored to the space behind you. Good. So stretch back through that heel, and then lean with me forward. Good. Pushing again. Left side of the belly into the left thigh. Building some heat right there. Keep breathing. 5. Getting stronger every moment. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Left hand's going to drop, or left elbow might come to the thigh. Spin the back heel down and open to side angle pose. Parshvakonasana. Just make sure that you can find your breath. It's the best indication that you're right where you should be. 2 and 1. Be sure you've got a good footing. Push down through both feet and inhale, rise. Straight legs, straight arms, tilt the pose back. Reverse triangle. Maybe you want to try dropping your gaze to your back foot, just to add a little different dynamic down the left side of your neck. Exhale, right back to where you were. Side angle, maybe go a little deeper on this one now that the hips are warming up. 4, 3, find the intensity, reach long. 2 and 1. Inhale, rise, up and back again, straight legs. Inner thighs are still squeezing toward each other, even though they're apart. One more time, take it down. 3, 2, look down on 1. Pivot on your back foot, right hand comes to the ground. If you're going to modify, right knee drops, left leg swings back. Otherwise, roll. Outer edge of the foot, stack it up, push the hips away from the mat. Gaze out to the side or up to your top hand for a little bit more challenge. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. We meet in high plank from either posture. Inhale there. Exhale, lower. Elbows tight to the ribs. Good form. Up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Sink your hips to your heels. Let's turn the palms up. Keep the hands out in front and just relax into child's pose. Gather up some of that strength. Okay, here we go. Flow it with me one time. One breath, one movement. After that, we'll slow things down, stretch it back out, and get a little bit of time to rest. So, last big push. All right, here we go. Up through tabletop pose. Maybe need a quick little cat stretch there. Rounding the back, tuck the toes, lift the hips. All right, gaze forward. Big hop around your hands, right into your squat. You can step that if you don't like the hopping. Hands come to your heart. It's just one inhale, lengthen. One exhale, fold. Toe heel the feet in a little bit, and again, half lift. Exhale, fold once more. Knees bend. Reach forward. Sink into the hips a little bit deeper. All of the breath in. Exhale, release it. Half lift. Look out. Pick up your left foot. Exhale, step all the way back. Low lunge for a moment. Just going to tap the knee down. Good. Press back on the inhale. Flex your front toes. Dive your forehead towards your shin on your exhale. Round out your upper back a little bit for the hamstring stretch. Get into that upper back a tad. Gaze forward. Next inhale, shift your weight. Rise up. Nice strong lunge here. Another one of those powerful poses. Exhale, lean forward a little bit. On the inhale, drop the back heel, elbow to the thigh or fingertips to the ground, side angle. Stay for the full breath. Good. Next inhale, we ride it up. Back to flowing. Exhale, side angle. Inhale again, up and back, reverse triangle, strong legs. Exhale, take it down. You do it one more time, bring it up. Take it all the way down on this last one. If you have the biggest burst of energy and you want to go for half moon pose, come off your back foot for a second. If you don't, hold that side angle for 3 half moons. Really open up. Stack up your shoulders, look out to the left, or challenge yourself to look up to your top fingers. 2 and 1. We're going to step back, meet our friends. Left hand down, roll to the left, open to the right. Vashisthasana, big breath in your side plank. Exhale, release and lower on the same breath out. Up dog cobra. Down dog. Down dog's your rest pose for a moment. Let the intensity go. We do it one more time. Look up, here we come. Jump and squat. Malasana, big breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale as you toe heel the feet a little bit. Exhale, bend the knees, tailbone low, reach forward, reach out. Inhale, lift your chest just a little bit. Exhale, let it go. Half lift. Right foot steps back. Deep, low lunge, sink all the way in. Let that right knee come down. Press back on your next inhale. Flex the toes. Stay for the exhale, stretch. Gaze forward. Shifting into our high lunge now. Here we come. Nice and strong. All the way up. Lean forward. Push the left side of your belly into your left thigh. Good. Inhale. Wind it open. Side angle pose. And stay for the exhale. Use that breath out to propel you up and back. Next inhale. Reverse triangle. Exhale to side angle. Just flowing. Again, up and back, inhale. Strong legs, breathe. Left side body long. Exhale. All the way down. You do it one more time. Take it up. Take it down, and maybe this one comes off the ground for that half moon. Maybe not. That's up to you. Find your balance. Find your breath. Find your gaze. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Half moon, step back. Everybody look down. Right hand to the ground. Pivot on your back foot, modified or full side plank, your choice. Vashisthasana, we're open to the left. 3, 2, 1. Come to high plank. Listen, listen, listen. Lower down for 5, as slow as you can go. 4, use your knees if you need them. 3, lower. 2, hold on to 1 right there, and then release. Let the intensity go. Forehead can come to rest on the backs of your forearms. Stack them up. Feel the difference. Just complete surrender here. Actively work on slowing your breath down. Okay. Bring your head up. Good. Let's do the shoulder stretch as kind of our finishing stretch of the practice, and we'll flip onto our backs and rest for a couple moments. Right arm's going to come straight out at 90 degrees from your shoulder, or you can angle a little bit more up toward the diagonal, whichever one you prefer. Good. Lift your opposite knee. That's your left one here. I'm going to use my left hand just to help me push and roll into this shoulder. Turn your gaze, your head, everything to the left, and then drop your right ear down. And right away, Let the tension out of your jaw. Let the tension out of your spine. Let your hips get heavy here. You can do whatever you want with your left arm. Some people like to reach it up or tuck it behind their back. Some people like to see if they can find their right ankle or the top, or pardon me, left ankle. Left ankle, don't try to find your right ankle here, that would suck. Hold on and add just the softest little quad stretch. Or my personal favorite is to reach the left hand forward, all the way up over my head so that my left biceps kind of right over my ear, and just work on lengthening out through the ribs. The further back you inch your left toes, the more you're going to feel in your low back and in your hips. So just be mindful of that. Three, 2, and 1. All right. Slowly unwind, bring it through center. Switch everything around. Sometimes it helps to scooch a little bit to the right. Extend that left arm out. Roll into your shoulder. Make an adjustment with your rib cage so that you're comfortable, and then let your head relax. Adding any variations that you might want with your right hand, right arm, right foot, all that good stuff. Try to get somewhat close to what you did on the first side, just for the sake of balancing out the shoulders and the spine. Perfect time to get back to your breath. 3 more here. 2, and 1. All right, slowly bring it back through center. Roll to your belly for a moment. Come up onto your forearms and just that little shake through your body like we did at the very beginning. Wiggle out your hips, shoulders, spine. Right. All right, let's just flip it over. We're going to turn it right onto our backs here. Might want to bring your knees in for a quick little squeeze. Anything else you feel like you just gotta do or get out of your system before resting, take your time, work through it. Otherwise, if it feels good to just let go. And in my body, it's gonna feel good to keep my feet on the ground, I can just tell. So I'm gonna just keep my knees bent for Shavasana, maybe let the knees knock together a little bit, just to make sure there's no pressure, but you are welcome to extend yourself out into any shape that feels good, and just breathe here for a moment or two. be sure that you take a few moments here to really feel yourself absorbing the benefits of your practice mentally, physically, spiritually. To be grateful for all of the sensations that you feel, grateful to have a mind and a body and a practice today. Be happy and grateful for all that your mind and body will offer you in practices to come. Okay. And if you want to stay longer, just stay right where you're at. You can keep relaxing in Shavasana. If you do need to be on your way or you're just ready to come up, bring those knees in, give them a quick squeeze. Roll over to one side or the other. A full breath out there. Press yourself up. Swing it around to the front. Let your legs find a comfortable cross-legged pose and draw your palms together. Last but not least, we will be happy and grateful for one another. Thank you for getting on your mat and finding a little peace within you so that we have peace among us. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. If you haven't already, please vote. Namaste. Yay! Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon. I'll post this one right now on YouTube as well, so you can find it there if you need it. Bye.